The Chem Lab Incident. December 29, 2008, Los Angeles, USA. The Chemistry Department Laboratory at the University of California, Los Angeles. 23-year-old Sherry Sangji, a Pomona College graduate, was working as a research assistant in the lab of Professor Patrick Heron. Her task was to perform a reaction using the chemical reagent tert-butyl lithium, a substance that spontaneously ignites upon contact with air. Around 2:30 p.m., Sherry was transferring a solution of tert-butyl lithium using a plastic syringe. At the moment of transfer, the plunger slipped out, and the substance ignited instantly upon exposure to air. Flames engulfed her clothing. Sherry was not wearing a flame-resistant lab coat. Colleagues rushed to help, but the fire had already spread. Lab staff called emergency services. Sherry was transported to a specialized burn center in Los Angeles. She suffered third-degree burns over more than 40% of her body. She underwent several surgeries, but the burns were too severe. On January 16, 2009, 18 days after the incident, Sheherbano Sangji died. The official cause of death: multiple burns and complications of respiratory and cardiac functions. An investigation by the California Department of Labor revealed gross violations of safety protocols. The laboratory lacked required protective lab coats and had no proper training for handling pyrophoric reagents. As a result, UCLA was fined $31,875. The death of Sherry Sangji changed academic science in the United States. After the tragedy, universities introduced mandatory safety training, chemical laboratory certification, and stricter control over hazardous materials. The Demon Core Incident. May 21, 1946, Los Alamos, New Mexico, USA. Louis Alexander Slotin, a 35-year-old Canadian nuclear physicist and a specialist of the Manhattan Project, is conducting a training experiment for his colleagues involving a chain nuclear reaction with a plutonium core, the so-called Demon Core. The goal is to bring two beryllium hemispheres closer together, with a 6.2 kilogram plutonium core between them, and measure changes in the radiometer readings. 7 observers are present. Slotin is using an unsafe, improvised technique. He manually holds the upper beryllium hemisphere above the core, keeping a gap open with the blade of a screwdriver. 3:20 p.m. During the demonstration, Slotin makes a tiny movement with his hand, and the screwdriver slips. The upper beryllium hemisphere instantly drops below the safe gap, almost completely enclosing the core. The system briefly enters a supercritical state. A bright bluish flash, a short burst of heat, and the distinct smell of ozone are recorded in the room. Slotin reflexively flips the hemisphere upward, breaking the configuration. In that fraction of a second, he receives a lethal dose of radiation. Louis immediately feels a metallic taste in his mouth and a burning sensation in his hand, classic signs of severe radiation exposure. Within minutes, vomiting begins. He is taken to the Los Alamos Hospital. The preliminary estimate: 2,100 rem of neutron radiation, a fatal dose. In the following days, Slotin's condition worsens: swelling and blistering of the skin, gastrointestinal disorders, failure of internal organs, episodes of confusion and disorientation. 9 days after the incident, on May 30, 1946, Slotin dies from acute radiation sickness. The 7 observers received varying radiation doses. The one closest to the core, Alvin Graves, survived acute radiation syndrome, but suffered long-term chronic effects, and later died of a heart attack at age 55. The remaining 6 observers received low doses of radiation. Since the plutonium core involved in the accident had killed another Manhattan Project physicist, Harry Daghlian, 9 months earlier, it became known as the Demon Core. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. See you soon. Subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. It means a lot to us.